Warning, this video contains subject matter that is not suitable for persons under the ages of 18 or 13 years old. The video contains descriptions of graphic details that are not suitable for minors. If you are under the ages of 18 or 13 years old, I suggest you leave now. Other than that, enjoy the video.
These are 3 video clips that are sad, scary, unexplainable, and disturbing.
Number 3.
This is the only known last footage that exists of Stephen Kosher, a man who, in early to mid-2009, quit his job and moved from Salt Lake City, Utah to St. George, Utah to, presumably, find and acquire a new line of employment. However, after months of being unable to find employment and with his money running out, Stephen Kosher left St. George and took a trip down to Las Vegas, Nevada in December of 2009. When he got there, he parked his car in an upscale retirement community in Henderson, Nevada, got out of the car, walked down the street as shown in the security footage, and out of sight, never to be seen or heard from since. There has never been an official explanation or conclusion as to why Stephen Kosher left his car and walked away. Some theorists on the internet have concluded that Stephen either staged his disappearance to start a new life somewhere else, or he went to commit suicide in a place where his body will never be found, all to escape his employment and financial difficulties. While other theories and guesses say that Stephen was either trying to meet up with 2 women he had met in a Las Vegas casino several months back and recently got into contact again through Craigslist, or he was trying to meet up with someone in this Henderson neighborhood to inquire about or acquire a means of employment and met with foul play instead. However, none of these theories have been proven to be true or false. And to this day, after 11 years, Stephen Kosher remains missing, with this last footage of him being the only clue for authorities and his family to follow. And on a more serious note, if you or anyone you know has any information regarding Stephen Kosher, then do the sensible thing. Please contact the St. George Police Department at 435-627-4300 or the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police at 702-808-3111.
Number 2.
This is police dashcam footage from 2007 that shows a police officer pulling up to an accident involving a single car on the highway during a bad rainstorm at night. The initial accident that the officer pulls up to involves what seems to be a single car that sped out and crashed into the highway's concrete divider due to the poor weather conditions and driver error. After he parks his car, the officer gets out of his vehicle and goes to attend to the driver of the crashed car. But several seconds later, the dashcam signal suddenly becomes fuzzy and stops recording for a brief moment. When it comes back, the officer's cruiser has been turned around and is facing the oncoming lanes of traffic. And this is because another driver, who was distracted by the accident scene and not taking heed of the poor weather, rear-ended her car into the police cruiser before she also came to a stop just off camera. The officer goes to the woman and, with desperation in his voice, tries to free the woman from her wrecked vehicle. He succeeds at doing this a few moments later, and it was a good thing that he did, because not even 5 seconds after freeing the woman and pulling her to safety, a double-trailer semi-truck belonging to FedEx comes speeding out of control due to the traffic that was backed up because of the stopped vehicles in the middle of the highway. And as the double trailer semi jackknifes on the wet road, the trailers take out yet another vehicle with its unfortunate passenger still inside, the woman's car, which still remains off screen, and the officer's squad car, whose dash cam records the terrifying seconds of the whole incident. Fortunately, nobody was killed in this incident, but the footage definitely serves as a harsh reminder that when you choose to drive in bad weather, you should always take extra care and precaution.
Number 1.
This is the footage of the Dawson College shooting that occurred in Montreal, Quebec, Canada on September 13th, 2006. In this horrifying footage, the security cameras inside the building capture the actions of the shooter, 25-year-old Kim Veer-Gill, as he makes his way into the college via the entrance to the school's cafeteria after he had fired several rounds outside at students. Once inside, Gill begins to open fire at anyone in front of him or behind him. That is, until the security camera footage shows several police officers following and engaging him, with several shots being exchanged between them and Gill. And the reason why these officers were here at the school to begin with on that day was due to an unrelated call that they were responding to prior to the shooter arriving at the school. During the exchange of gunfire, Montreal police officer Denis Cote managed to hit Gill in the right arm with a bullet fired from his service weapon, which caused the shooter to retreat to a concealed area in the school's cafeteria, where he would commit suicide with one of his handguns. By the time it was all over, 19 people were injured during the panic and chaos of the shooting. And the only other casualty that day, aside from Kim Veer-Gill, was 18-year-old college student Anastasia Rebecca de Souza. To this day, no clear motive or reason has been established as to why Kim Veer-Gill committed his actions. And although the news media and the tabloid press accused the band Megadeth, the 1994 Oliver Stone film Natural Born Killers, and the 2005 video game Super Columbine Massacre RPG as the reasons for why this tragedy happened, the investigators have since ruled these things out. From what they managed to uncover during the initial investigation is that Gill had become more isolated and antisocial in the months leading up to the shooting. He was abusing alcohol and illegal drugs, and he seemed to become even more mentally unhinged. That is, if his long-deleted posts on his vampirefreaks.com profile were anything to go by. But as for an official, concrete explanation, it still remains a mystery.